What's up, beautiful Scorpio friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. We are here to do what I'm calling my series Lil Sips, because you're just taking a temperature, taking a sip to see what the energies are at. I'm the teacup, right? Come on, it's cute, it's clever. It's a dad joke. Okay, got it, cool. So yeah, little tiny spreads, love, romance, relationships. What does Scorpio need to know? As always, for the newbies, general messages here on YouTube. Not everything I say will resonate with all the Scorpios out there. It is up to you, beautiful Scorpios, to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. If something isn't your message, drop it like it's hot. You don't need to take on that energy. Shelve it, though. Sometimes these messages will make sense later on down the road. So by all means, you don't have to toss it out entirely. But if it's not your message this week, please don't be offended. It's no slight against you, Scorpio, I promise. I got mad love for you guys. All right, messages for Scorpio's best and highest good. Everything else about this video down in the box below, guys, including the decks I'm using, my social media, how to book a personal, etc., etc. So close to reaching my goal, you guys. I can taste it. I'm almost at 2K. I'm so excited. So if you haven't already subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Trying to hit that personal goal, but yeah, most importantly, just gain an audience here, right? That's most important, more so than the exact number. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. So you just had a card come out that came out for Leo, and you do have a card of Leo. So the Leo had a really rough reading, so give your Leo friends a hug. You could have been involved in that too. There was a difficulty with a water sign, so that certainly could have been for some of my Scorpios out there. But the bottom of your deck energy is Six of Wands, so there's confidence, or there's some sort of milestone or some achievement in a relationship. But let's hop into your energy and see what's going on here. So I love this card. Look at that. High Priestess energy is the spider in the web. I love it. This could be a card of networking, actually. High Priestess for me is typically a Cancer card. It could also be Pisces, but it is moon energy. So the itsy bitsy spider. Why is that coming through? There's a victory with a spider. You know, spider came up in another reading, and it may have been Cancer's, and it was a completely different card. And I know kind of there's different ways you can interpret this message, but it was something positive, and it's killing me that I can't remember whose reading it was, because it was significant, and I kept circling around it, but I was like, what does this mean? So you guys may have already seen that video if you ever cross-watch. I feel like it was for Cancer, but I'm not positive. All right, so your overall energy, again, this is a quick little short one here. We have Judgment, the Queen of Swords, and the Sun, again, a card of Leo. This can sometimes be a Scorpio card for me. So it seems like you're making a judgment call on what, and because it's very positive, welcoming something back in that perhaps you may have declined an offer, or if somebody asked you out, perhaps you were not interested, or perhaps you were not single at the time. This seems like there's... you may be working yourself out of a web. If you were stuck, the way webs are sticky, you may have freed yourself from what felt like a trap. It could have been, for most of you, what you're going away from is Four of Cups. So possibly again, I'm being called to say the Leo reading too. Possibly a relationship that at one point in time it was fulfilling, but Four of Cups indicates, it's a little stagnant. There isn't much going on. I think you, Scorpio, the one who you kind of, you're in a very kind of gothic scorpionic energy, right? The spider. I love it. I think you're moving on to expand your horizons, right? It could possibly be a Cancer that you're moving towards, but yeah, it's probably not someone brand new. Either you decide to call them, or perhaps you get a call from them or a text or something, and it seems like you're willing to discuss, to communicate, Queen of Swords, the potential of this growing baby, whatever, right? I think this is more a metaphor for what's between you guys, though it could be someone you have a child with, absolutely. If it's not that, it's just kind of indicating rejuvenation, renewal. Something about the moon and the sun, the changing of the tide, the changing of cycles, something about it was dark before, or you weren't certain about it, you were questioning if that was the right person for you. It seems like there's illumination to like a new viewpoint. You change your judgment on something, you change your you change your tune, that expression, right? Literally with this sometimes looks like a saxophone to me, and or jazz flute. Do any of you watch, what's that movie? Anchorman? Jazz flute. Maybe that's a message for one or two of you, but overall, it's a positive message. I think the power sort of rests with you in this. You seem to be the one right in the center of your spread, the determination factor, the judgment, the reconsideration. It seems like a lot of you are like, yes, come on in. I am single and I'm looking now. Or it could just indicate if you're leaving a relationship, you're on the lookout, you're willing to receive messages, whatever is thrown at you. It seems like you have a very positive outcome or a positive outlook on new beginnings, right? If you're not necessarily looking at a Leo, and it doesn't have to be, this feels very positive. It seems like you're detaching from something that maybe you got caught up in the web of something, and maybe it was a little bit nasty, right? There is a connotation of being caught in a web, like trying to pull yourself out, but feeling, not wanting to hurt the person's feelings, even though there wasn't much love left over. And again, the energies can go vice versa, but if you find yourself free and single, or I just heard on the warpath, don't do that, Scorpio, don't be on the warpath. No, but looking for new opportunities, this is confirmation, like, it's going to be good, it's going to be a victory. Page of Swords, and Page of Pentacles. And the High Priestess again, there's going to be bits of communication here and there, potentially offers of a date, or again, a conversation that is more than just like, hey, are you up? Like, this feels like it's a page. It's working to be something bigger, like kind of, it's growing into itself. That's sort of what I meant with like the idea of creation and then the Sun card. Again, double Priestess energy. So are you moving from a Cancer to a Cancer? Again, sometimes a card of Pisces, but for me as a reader, it's much more indicative of Cancer. Oh, and the way I said that too, that there could have been something about a health scare where you weaved yourself out of a tricky web. If you've been recovering from some sort of illness or disease, and I'm not predicting this, I don't do that kind of reading on my channel, but just sometimes things come out of my mouth, and when I hear them, it's like, oh, that's a message for someone. This tangled web, this feeling stuck or not able to breathe and get free. Some of you may have conquered some sort of very difficult battle with like an illness or something, but again, there's victory there. You freed yourself from whatever was holding you back. So that could indicate too that if maybe some of you, God forbid, some of you were ill and maybe romance had to be put on the back burner, or there's something about getting a second chance to regrow something. Both these cards indicate to me this isn't brand new with multiple pages. This could possibly be someone that you have children with or had children with in the past. You guys know what I mean. I'm not saying the children are gone, but they could have grown is sort of what I meant by that. Or it could indicate multiple suitors, you being a water sign. Maybe you're the High Priestess, Scorpio. That's absolutely possible. If that's the case though, then this is like the silent woman who does not communicate. So that to me is kind of like, well, that's a mixed message. So I think you're the one welcoming in conversation, again, making a new judgment call. This could be indicative of the one you were waiting for that unfortunately you had to free yourself from because the love ran out, or again, because it's major arcana, that could indicate a zodiac sign, right? So it could be a Cancer or potentially a Pisces you're moving towards. Could also have another earth sign or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Small bits of messaging, dates, small offers, things here and there. Something about the number 2. You may have 2 offers or 2 suitors. You may be kind of deciding between one or the other of who to go for, or maybe you're going for them both. Maybe you're just like, bring it on. Who wants to see me? Come to mama, that kind of energy. So your person, they had to walk away, but they didn't want to. They were very heavy-hearted. They weren't ready to end this or walk away from this when you are, but this is the person you're calling back. It's almost like this is a funny message. It's like you sent someone packing, and just as, they started to go along and they were kind of upset, then you're like, hey, come back here. Like, I'm not done with you yet. So this is the card of strength. So it could be a Leo you're dealing with. You have multiple cards of Leo. And again, I don't want to paint false hope to anyone out there, but there's a judgment call on someone from the past where I think you weren't at a place where you could accept new love or new offers, and it seems like you're like, come back, I'm ready for you now. Again, this could have had to do with a medical issue or something where you had to either, it was like thanks but no thanks, like I can't do it right now. I don't have the capacity to have extra people or extra responsibilities in my life, that sort of thing. So even when you were not with this person, they were still sort of on your mind. I'm almost getting you were holding out on communication, knowing that one day you were going to, like, metaphorically lift the sword back up and communicate. Swords being, communications. With the Four of Swords, you had to think about it quite a bit, but you always sort of held on to the idea that you would raise that sword again and kind of reach out to them. And so again, this could go vice versa too for your person. And so you have the Emperor showing up. Ooh, so there's a little bit of intimidation or fear on one or both of your parts. Yes, something was blocked, or what is a good way of putting this? there were obstacles in this person's path to love, particularly with you. But it's like once you guys can get past the gatekeeper, I don't even know what that really means. It's smooth sailing. It's like liberation. There's newfound freedom if you can get past this one last obstruction or this one last obstacle. This to me is like halt who goes there. Like they're stopping you in your path. But this could also indicate something that happened to you in the past. Again, this being like this whole metaphor for what came between the two of you. I don't know why this is coming through so strongly, but something about a medical issue. Again, not predicting this by any means, but you'll know if that's your message, if that's your story. Anyway, that obstacle could be a lot of different things, right? Everybody leads vastly different lives. We all have a lot of different stories, but the energies are similar. So if something was a block, a cock block, right? Where you guys couldn't come together, Scorpio, it seems like you're both willing to come together and discuss what that was and see if you can kind of pass, if you can get over that kind of awkward hurdle. Because if you do, it's just like, we're free and this is delightful and this is wonderful. But with this, there may be a little bit of, I don't know if temper is the right word, but there's maybe a little bit of hurt feelings, a little bit of resentment, someone who's being a little withheld. This isn't like a warm and fuzzy card. So if you did send someone packing and then you decide to call them back or vice versa, whoever is the person that faced rejection the first time around, just to be clear, I think they would be stoked to hear from you, but I don't think they would let that show. This is like games. It's like playing hard to get. It's like, oh, now you want to hang out with me? But the whole time this person has been like, I hope Scorpio calls me. Like I gotta be real, Scorpio. No shade if it's you. It might be your person, but there's kind of a lot of bullshit going on with this card. It's like why put up the guys and then the whole mask and pretending and like, oh, I haven't been thinking about you. Like, where did you have been thinking about this person. Sorry, calling you out, guys. Calling a spade a spade. And again, it might not be the person you're thinking of. This could be someone else from the past. But I mean, this message is pretty consistent. It's pretty clear to me. So let's go right straight through. Tell me more. So again, you could be dealing with a Leo or an Aries. There's a decent amount of fire. Yeah, definitely an Aries as well. Tell me about this damn Emperor. What is this like pretending to be upset business? The thing is, it's not pretending to be upset. Someone did face rejection, and so they are protecting their energy, right? Typically the card of Aries, the Emperor, he has the battle armor under his cloak, right? So he's had to face many battles, many wars, you know. Love is a battlefield, you guys. Ooh, Pat Benatar. Is that a name? Is that an important name? Is somebody out there named Pat or Patrick or Patty? St. Patty's Day? I don't know. What is this gorilla? You shall not pass. The Tower in reverse. Yeah, this person, I think a lot of you were the one who was like, you know, again, thanks but no thanks. You put this person on delay, and to them it was like a tower moment. So it's like by coming back into their life, if you communicate with them, by default, you guys are sort of having to relive the moments of the tower and understand what happened between you. I think this gorilla is like just a puppy on the inside. I think this person has a lot of love. I think it's like they're putting on a lot of fluff. They're doing a lot of this like, oh, well, and how could you do? But yeah, if you guys can kind of get past the bullshit, sorry, Scorpio, I'm sorry, I'm just being real with you, right? You appreciate that, you know, integrity, right? If you can kind of get past like the egos and maybe, like kind of like the cocky whatever, I don't know, it's bullshit. That's what I just keep wanting to call it. You guys can repair this. You can. And you're certainly thinking about it, unless this is indicating you're making a final judgment call on a divorce, in which case you're welcoming a new opportunity. But Scorpio, maybe. So my question is, if the person is reaching out to you, I don't know why this is coming up in their energy then. Because, for some of you, I don't know. This is sort of leaning in the direction of you reaching out to them. The more I look at it, because you have most of the swords, and the swords coming up in their energy is the resting swords. They're not necessarily the communicator. So I guess it doesn't really matter. The messages can go vice versa. But, it's a little spotty, though. I don't know how you feel about this. I think you're willing to communicate with this person, but you both have some unsettled feelings about it. Particularly if this does involve an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or an air sign. Actually, they're all here. I can't even say that because then you have Aries and you have Leo, so you have fire too. There's no water here though. Okay, that helps. I was gonna say this doesn't feel drenched in love, but it does feel like you both need to clear the air about something from the past. This person who was sent packing, tell me where they're at. What are their emotions or their intentions with Scorpio? Would they consider reconciling? Five of Swords. Yeah, they do feel, this is the card of head games and bullshit, right? So there would be a lot of need to repair and heal something. So maybe you're the one reaching out. They're conflicted about this. I just keep hearing like you sent them packing, you kicked them out, or you were like, take your shit and leave. It was kind of harsh. They're thinking about you. Yeah, they're contemplating if you guys could ever rebuild. They do have the card of teamwork and like building a structure, which to me, when that comes out with the Tower, there is the desire to rebuild a structure that crumbled, right? Again, they're open to it, but there's a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of head games here. And I don't think it's any more. I think you're approaching this with clarity and illumination, but it's almost like by default, you would have to go back to explain or discuss something that happened in the past. So again, this whole thing with like the medical issue, I know that's not everybody's story, but I mean, doesn't that warrant a little bit of sympathy and compassion? Like if somebody wasn't able to be with someone, maybe they were struggling with depression or, like needing to sort something out emotionally. Like they could have been coping with some serious, it's not like medical, it could, like, it's not necessarily cancer. It could have been this person had a heavy case of depression and they just weren't ready to open up and love, right? But someone's coming in with some sort of offer, potentially two people. And again, these could be new-ish. It might not be this person from the past that you're thinking of, but you may have an air sign and an earth sign interested in you. Scorpio, I don't even know anymore. Let's throw some romance angels on it. You always got to be so complicated. Yeah, two high priestesses. There is a little bit of strategy of who's going to be the first one to budge, who's going to be the first one to speak. It's like who's going to break the silence even though you both are thinking about each other. Yeah, so falling out on this person of your past, judgment, one of you feels this way. True love, this is the romance of a lifetime. Someone is looking to salvage something from the past, but specifically it's someone from the past where there's a lot of drama. Like a lot of stuff went down, and I do think a lot of you Scorpios are thinking about it, but yeah, it's like I think the person who's reaching out is the one who maybe did the damage. It's the other person who felt like the victim. They would be the ones who again though, even though they felt like this was unjust or their person did something shitty, there is this idea that they present as like this gorilla and just stone cold and who goes there. But underneath it, they're just like, I miss you too. I think about you all the time. Scorpio. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I got a Scorpio moon. I've been there. I get it. Deception. Someone is wearing a false mask. You guys, stop it. You're going to be fine. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I don't know. If this is the love of your life, if you want to reconcile with them, you will find a way, right? You can put on this guise and this false deception of, oh, I've forgotten about you. I haven't thought of, but you have. The cards are saying you have, so if you haven't, it's not your message. I don't know why I'm being called to say this, but I used to watch Tyler's tarot and I was like, he's a little aggressive for me. I don't know, but I get it now. Because I've been on YouTube long enough where it's like every single thing you say, people will come at you in the comments and you have to laugh because otherwise you'll go insane. So I catch myself defending my argument and I'm like, oh my God, I'm becoming Tyler. Do you guys watch Tyler's tarot? I wonder what his zodiac sign is. I feel like, I don't know, he could be a Scorpio. I really don't know, but anyway. Go Tyler, though. He's cool. He knows his shit. Sagittarius, Libra, Taurus, Gemini. You got the whole damn gang here. Cancer again, double Sagittarius, and Capricorn. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if any of this resonates. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.